Do you want to know what's funny? In the year 2003, Disney dropped a movie based upon a Disney ride that ended up spawning one of the greatest blockbuster trilogies of our generation. Pirates of the Caribbean. Trilogies are a very interesting concept. 3 movies designed to hold a special place in people's hearts, telling multiple stories within the same universe over a period of time. I love trilogies. Not a lot of great movies are capable of spawning sequels, let alone a sequel to the sequel. But for those that do successfully, well done. Enjoy your new franchise and prepare to get absolutely milked to flipping death. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Toy Story, Fast and the Furious, franchises that have been milked to absolute no end. They've been squeezing them bitches dry. But for the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, nobody squeezes her anymore. Nobody talks about her anymore. Why? So in this video, we're gonna be taking a trip down memory lane and talking about one of, if not the most ambitious, coolest, most adventurous trilogy that's ever been released, ever. And why people stopped talking about her, starting with the first movie, Curse of the Black Pearl. Curse of the Black Pearl, a damn near perfect movie, lightning in a bottle. Believe it or not, this movie was damn near predicted to fail. Because in the year 2003, the pirate genre wasn't really looking too good, bro. Before Sea of Thieves, before Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and before the legendary One Piece, the only pirate-related thing to ever do well and reach mainstream was Peter Pan. But thank you, Disney, for striking gold with this shit, bro. This film was made over 20 years ago, and it still holds up to this day, to the point that if we were to drop it in this day and age right now, it would blow most of these blockbuster movies out the flipping water, bro. Summary: set in the 18th century Caribbean, the notorious Black Pearl attacks Port Royal and captures a very young and pretty white woman, Elizabeth Swann. Her lover boy, William Turner, teams up with the eccentric Captain Jack Sparrow to rescue her. But they end up discovering that the crew of the Black Pearl is cursed. By day, they appear as normal pirates, but by moonlight, they become undead skeletons. They are truly cursed to look like Prime Kato. And the curse can only be lifted with a bit of gold and a bit of blood. The story is flipping lit, bro. The epitome of a grand adventure. Growing up, I really loved these movies, but admittedly, I was scared to rewatch them shits, bro. Because growing up, kids' movies or just movies from that period of time in your life tend to not really hold up or age well when you get older. But to my surprise, this one actually held up pretty well. Goofy sword fights, fun over-the-top pirate antics, ship chases, witty banter that doesn't give me Marvel cringe. With the man, the myth, the legend, Captain Jack Sparrow stealing the show. Johnny Depp brought to life a completely unique character that nobody saw coming. Captain Jack Sparrow, king of the opioids, master of the lean, and the drug lord behind the scenes. The rock star pirate. Curse of the Black Pearl is really one of my favorite movies of all time. It's funny, it's adventurous, it's got Keira Knightley. It also has Captain Barbossa, a very cool but underrated movie villain. A score by Hans Zimmerman himself that is sometimes hard carrying, bro. That combined with the practical effects and the practical stunts just makes this shit hold up better than any CGI you'd ever see in this day and age, dude. Literally, dude, on a budget of 140 million, this film looks better than most films that have 4x that budget. And it still managed to gross 654 million worldwide. And because of this massive successful moment in history, Disney was like, whoa, money? Let's do that shit again. Let's double triple down and make more. And they double triple down with these 2 next films, Dead Man's Chest and World's End. All in all, Jack Sparrow owes a debt to Squidward Tentacles, aka Davy Jones, captain of the Flying Dutchman. Jack has to serve 100 years on the crew to pay his debt. And Jack is like, nah, fuck that shit. I'ma just do my own thing. And Davy Jones is like, I bet. And sends an even bigger Squidward Tentacles to murder him. Spoiler alert, during all this BS, unfortunately, Jack Sparrow gets eaten because hoes ain't loyal. And because of this, Will and Elizabeth and the crew have to go to Davy Jones' locker, World's End, to bring Jack back, bring him back from the dead, and fight the government because the government now controls Davy Jones. Now, that was a very gross summary of the trilogy, so I do encourage you to watch the trilogy maybe after this video because it really is gas, and I'm gonna keep gassing it up even more. Look at the CGI on these Squidwards, bro. legendary stuff, bro. CGI truly peaked with these movies, dude. CGI nowadays either looks really uncanny, really fake, or just really unnecessary. Only the skeleton CGI looks like ass, but even then, it's not even as bad as the CGI we see in this fucking generation, bro. And you can really tell the reason why movie productions keep half-assing this shit, bro, is because they know goofy-ass fans like me and you are gonna keep watching it. But with these two ugly creatures, you can really see the effort and heart that was put into them. Like, look at them teeth, bro. Do you know how many man-made hours went into them teeth alone, bro? And look at the tentacles on them motherfuckers, bro. I'm not really a tentacle porn kind of guy, but in another parallel universe, if I was into bestiality, or maybe if I was a weirdo, I would maybe make an exception. The fact that these two movies were shot back to back really is a testament to the fucking effort they put into this shit, dude. Like, wow, dude, a round of applause. My only complaint with these two movies, especially with World's End, is that it does get a little bit too convoluted to the point where I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, bro? But I'm like, hey, it's still fun at the end of the day. But let me just say, throughout this entire trilogy, 6 hours of content, I was not even bored once, dude. To exaggerate the point that I wasn't even bored once, literally every 5 minutes there's a memorable moment, and it's so hard to pick my favorite moments within this trilogy, but we're gonna try to do it anyway. With Curse of the Black Pearl, you have Jack's entrance, Gents, take a walk. And Dead Man's Chest, you've got the natives chasing Jack, you've got Davy Jones's first appearance, and my personal favorite moment throughout this entire trilogy, the wheel fight. It just encapsulates what this trilogy is all about. I love the cracking scenes as well, especially the one where Jack is at the end like, hello beastie, and then Davy Jones is cursing him for fucking him over, and he's like, damn you Jack, spell on. And I'm like, dude, that was fire, but don't spray it, dude, say it. With World's End, you have the Mexican standoff and the final battle scene, the best part of the film entirely, and the fabulous villain send-off. But there are many other cool moments throughout this entire trilogy that still slap, but I just couldn't mention them because it was too hard, and we don't have enough time. We'd be here all day. The characters throughout this entire trilogy really hold their own weight. Jack, Will, Elizabeth Barbosa, Davy Jones, even the side characters, even the flipping monkey, everybody in this film franchise is doing something memorable, dude. Every film expands on the lore previously set before it. Initially, you had skeletons, then you had Squidwards, and then you had Big Black Woman. And again, the mixture of practical effects and CGI just hits different, dude. Chef's kiss. But CGI, action, humor aside, my favorite part of this film franchise is the tone. Not a lot of film franchises are capable of balancing a dark and light tone. Sometimes the humorous moments will take away from the serious moments, or the serious moments will take away from the humorous moments. But seriously, these dudes know when to take this shit seriously, and they absolutely know when to have fun with it. You'd literally be watching this shit and be like, wait, this is a Disney movie? Oh wait, yep, Disney movie. Well, wait, what the fuck? But hey, I ain't complaining, yo ho! But why in the hell did we stop talking about these movies? Why did we stop milking this cow while generationally milking others? Well, you see, bro, sometimes when you just suck the milk out of anything, sometimes the milk just disappears. So after the success of the original movie, Disney obviously wanted to keep making more money. So they hit us with Stranger Tides and Dead Men Tell No Tales. And these two films didn't do too well, bro. The writing just gradually got worse and worse, and the original trio wasn't even there anymore, and Jack had to take up the mantle. And you see, as much as everybody loves Jack Sparrow, he really does work when he's bouncing off everybody around him. But really and truly, these two bad films didn't ruin the franchise. Believe it or not, bad films don't really ruin franchises, dude. Heck, most of the Star Wars and maybe even Marvel fan base would agree that most of the projects they've seen between these two have been more bad than good. People keep making them shits, so in turn, people keep watching them. People keep watching them, so in turn, people keep making them. So if a bad film doesn't necessarily kill a franchise, then what the fuck stopped people from watching or even talking about this franchise? Well, have you ever heard of the word controversy? Controversy is such an interesting subject matter. Some people thrive from it, some people die from it. But in Hollywood, you will die for it, bro. Will Smith, probably the biggest movie star of all time. Yeah. Just one little smack on the cheek and his career disappeared. We ain't seen that dude anywhere, bro. I see that guy more on YouTube than I do on the big screen, and that's sad, bro. Jonathan Majors set to star as Kang in a new Ant-Man movie, who was meant to play a massive role in the universe of Marvel, but wrongfully accused of being a rapist and an abuser. Either way, he was fucked. So he had to pack it up and say goodbye. Even false allegations can sadly fuck you up entirely, bro. So what happened with Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp was wrongfully accused of being an abuser. And Disney was like, alright, bet little bro. We refuse to work with you, dude. You ain't worth the hassle. So he was dropped from the Pirates of the Caribbean 6th installment. And you really can't have a franchise without the main guy of that franchise, bro. Like, how are you gonna make a John Wick movie without Keanu Reeves? A Wolverine movie without Hugh Jackman? It's damn near impossible, bro. You can do it, but good luck. And when you start making content regarding a franchise, people will tend to forget about you, dude. Or worse, the next generation won't even know who the fuck you are, bro. Shit kinda sucks, but who knows? Maybe in future they can do a little spin-off with different characters in the same universe. Because pirate lore is really cool, bro, and it deserves to be explored a bit more, dude. In conclusion, in a world of endless reboots and CGI corporate slop, the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise was ambitious, magical, and absurdly entertaining. It deserves way more love than it gets now in 2026. So, do yourself a favor, go and watch the original trilogy, skip the other two, drop your favorite moment within the comments. Is this the most underrated trilogy ever? Is there any other underrated trilogies like the Pirates of the Caribbean? If so, let me know. And also let me know what your favorite trilogy is, all in the comments, bro. Anyway, smash that like button like I smashed Elizabeth Swann in my dreams. Subscribe and yeah, yo.